keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. Put nigga out like an outbreak. Chopper start to make the house shake. Nigga sweeter than a pound cake. Eyes on your chin, better watch what your mouth say. With the footballs, got a nigga tripping. Fuck it, nigga keep sipping. AK with the beam on it. Clip sold on like a lean on it. My niggas like behind bars. Move 100 pounds for a lawyer, beat the charge. Jack down, when they want some fuck. If a nigga try to rob, fucking hit him with no. Put it on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. They don't want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind.
Switching over, made a lane and niggas can't get over. I can't mess with rappers, they be bogus. Rather get the pack and keep it open. Big dripper stand up in the ocean. Everybody trapping, we get lost. He ain't focused yet.
Hi sexy angels, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I will be working with this 7x7 closure. Look how big it is. I can put like both of my hands in the inside of it. It's 7 inches across and 7 inches back, so it kind of mimics like a frontal, and it's Indian hair. It has tiny knots. It's not pre-plucked, as you can see. Most of the time when it comes to raw vendors, they normally do not pre-pluck their lace, but here you can see it's 7 inches across, and as well it's 7 inches back. So these are like perfect for ponytails, if you want a few braids going to the back, if you want the frontal look without the actual frontal, if you want a good glueless wig, like these are the go-to. These are the biggest size closures that they have. So here we're going to get into the bleaching process. So you're going to need a bowl. You can use a spatula or a butter knife, and I'm using a 30 developer and the high riser bleach. So we're gonna get the consistency going, and that was a little bit left over, so I'm gonna add some from my other bucket. But the consistency of the texture of the formula that we want it to be like icing. So you want to slowly put the developer in and keep mixing up until you get that right consistency. Now, as you see right here, I didn't do enough developer at first, and this is just to show you, like, this right here is too thick. See how it looks kind of clunky? It's a little bit too thick, so we want to add just a tad bit more, because too much, then you're going to have to add some more powder. So this right here is like just right. Once I completely stir it up, it's going to be like an icing texture. Well, I had to add some more, yeah, because I was looking like, hold on, I think I added more. So yeah, it's going to be like an icy texture. See, like if you try to knock it off the spoon or whatever you're using, it's not going to come off. Like I said, you can use a spatula, you can use the brush, you can use a butter knife. It's all up to you. I wouldn't recommend using a metal butter knife. I used to use that, but I wouldn't recommend it, and that's only because any metal or aluminum is going to activate the product even faster. So this right here, I was just spraying some water on it to get the flyaways back. Some people use hairspray. You can use whatever you choose. Me, I just use water, but I make sure I don't use too much. If it is too much, I'm going to go in just like this and just towel dry it, because what you don't want is you don't want the hair to actually be sticking to the lace. So now I'm using that same towel and I put it up underneath it so I can actually see where the knots start and stop. And I'm just going to go through and spread that baby on like some cream cheese. And after we do this part, we're going to put some aluminum foil on top of the knots, and we're going to let it sit for, I think I did it for like 20 minutes. And as it's processing, I'm going to braid it in sections because I'm going to highlight the different sections. So I'm going to actually be doing 2 processes at one time. But I do know overall I had to bleach the knots twice, And that happens sometimes. Sometimes it just depends on the actual hair texture, how big the knots are. It depends on a variety of things. How fast the hair takes. Now, when it comes to the knots on my Indian vendor, I always normally bleach them twice, but when it comes to the actual hair itself, the hair bleaches so fast. So it just really depends on the actual hair and the vendor that you're getting it from, because sometimes you will only need to bleach it once. So I'm going to turn some music on and I'll be back shortly to let y'all know what's going to be the next steps in the process.
I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me, still with the dogs that I grew beside, all the niggas round me, right at it, gotta watch the time cause it's flying right by. I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me. All the niggas round me, right at it, gotta watch the time, cause it's flying right by. I just caught a shorty off a Finsta, just the one on hoodie, it's a crenshaw. Way that I've been living unconventional, I'm just trying to make it to the end, you know. Certain things have started getting tense up, think we need to have a sun adventure. I could be a man, but maybe down the road. Right now I would rather see my heart turn to chrome, rather see my heart turn crystal. I can't even front like I don't miss you. Right now I'm just stuck inside the crib on my own. Soon as I free up, I'm about to pop up on your phone. Like I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, PT, two-turn baby girl, you know me. All the niggas round me, right at it, gotta watch the time cause it's flying right by. Two-turn baby girl, you know me.
I'm outside in it.
Right outside, PT, two-turn baby girl, you know me. All the niggas round me, gotta watch the time cause it's flying right by.
Can't focus on me. Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the stove, how the faucet's running and I keep looking at you. Stuck on your phone.
Alright guys, so this is the old wig and I'm about to deconstruct it. This is the frontal. The frontal was starting to ball a little bit, and actually the frontal is not a full 13 by 4. It's a 13 by 3, as you can see right here, and it's because this was a used frontal that I just put from one wig that I had to another. So that's another main reason why I just want to switch it out. So I'm actually going to deconstruct the wig by taking all the tracks off the cap and just making a whole new brand new wig. So the tool I'm using right here is I think it's called like a seamless threader or something like that. Don't quote me wrong, but it's like a instrument used strictly for unraveling the thread, like after something is sewn. So it's very, very easy to use. This is me using it up underneath, and then I'm going to flip the wig over and you'll see me using it from the other side. And it's actually easier to use it from the other side. Just for the video content, I was showing you both ways as far as how you can deconstruct the wig. But about to turn the music back on, so enjoy. I'll be back.
Stuck in your zone. You don't ever, but I don't wanna give up. Baby, I just want you to get up. Lately, I've been a little fed up. focus on me? Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Lazy or broke, know we get this money, so I guess I can't complain. But I don't feel alone even when we're alone. And that don't cause nothing, but I don't want you. Baby, I just want you.
Alright guys, so this is after I had already rinsed the bleach out and I had already used the neutralizing shampoo and moisturizing shampoo. It's a little bit brassy for me, so I'm going to go in with this Wella toner T27, and I'm going to go in and dim down that brassy orange color. It's not going to be the same color as that because the hair wasn't blonde like a 613 blonde to start with. And I'm going to use the 30 developer, but after I complete the whole process, I'm going to show you the before and after so you can see how well it toned down. Even it even toned down the black also, but you'll see the before and after picture shortly.
I just want you to get up. Lately I've been a little fed up. Wish you would just focus on me. Can you focus on me? Yeah. Baby, can you focus on me? Can you focus on? I know you make me float. Boy, you really give me high. Ooh, I feel like I'm on dope. 'Cause you serve me on a regular. Boy, this guy is rope. Before you drift in deeper. Baby, now hold me close. Let's take this overboard now.
So these are the wig caps that I use instead of using the normal wigs, the wig caps from the hair store. I will be uploading another video later on showing you the difference between the two different types of wig caps and the pros and cons in between them. But these are like swimming dome mesh caps that I use for my wigs, and they are from Japan. So right here I was just transferring my head measurements. My front to nape is a 13.5, and my nape going across the back is a 4. So I have the 2 right in the middle, and then I'm going to pin down the cap starting at the 0 to the 1, and I mean from the 0 to the 4, just to make sure that it's 4 inches across. And that's basically how you transfer head measurements. The dome cap, the dome head that I'm using is on a 21.5 circumference dome because that's the circumference of my head size. And right here you can see why I am pulling the cap all the way to the front, because we don't want the cap like loose. Whenever you make a wig, you want it to be real snug as far as no extra wiggle room. You see how it's nice and flat? We want it like that. And so this cap was an actual size large. So this is a trick that you can do to make the cap the actual size of your head. So once you have it pinned all the way to the front, all you're going to do is just sew it up. And people do it different ways. I see some people start from the back and like will make their corrections like going vertical up and down in the back or just anywhere in the back, but I like to do it in the front because that's the part that's going to be cut off because that's where the lace is going to be at. So to me, doing them in the back, it's just extra material that you have to go over whenever you're adding a track. So to avoid that, I just do it in the front because this is the part that's going to be cut off anyway. Y'all, so 7x7 closures, they can be a little tricky to put on the cap. So one thing I like to do is pin the middle down in the front, and then I will fold the back in half and I'll put it right down the middle of the line. The line will help you as a guide. Now once it comes to pinning down everything else, I like to start at the corners and then I'll just kind of work my way throughout the rest of the part just to make sure everything is even.
crying, I'm getting big deal. When you gave me something I don't really feel, but you knew that already. When I found you on the ground, you were dying. Now you come into my yard uninvited. Come you see me on the edge, I'm enlightened. If the world was ending, would you cry or would you try to get it? Tell me now, but I want you to be clear, yeah. Tell me now, I need you to be clear, yeah. I will wait for you, for you. I will wait for you. I will wait for you. Man, you put the time on a rewind, yeah. Help me understand, can you tell me now why you made a war that was fighting now? And you fall and you run when you see my big guns. Run around, run away as a rebel comes out. Then you call on me, when you call me I come, but then you go again with your death, yeah. Open your mind to the sound of the trumpet. What do you want from the life of the hopeless? Now here you are, you're begging and crying. I want to fly, yeah, I'm flying to morning. Run all I can hear is silence. Turn it back from all the pain and violence. Big tunes, now it's big tunes. I'm really right now from the side now. Come on, then calm down when you see me. You know that I was there for you. I will wait for you, for you. I will wait for you. I will wait for you. I will wait for you, for you. I will wait for you. I will wait for you.
Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast when you do what you want. At this time, doing what I want. Hope you doing what you want. What you want?
My new bitch look like Halle Berry, but she don't love me, she too scary. My old bitch front like Jackie Brown. I wanna know if she too down. Will you be my leading lady? I want a contract, girl, no maybe. In the meantime,
It's not going what I want.
get some me time.
Hope you doing what you want.
Crib by the beach like Odell. No, but mom, my killers don't tell. Shadow my mom, cause I knew you off the shelf. Now my bitch is addicted to Chanel. Will you be my leading lady? I want a contract, girl, no maybe. In the meantime,
It's not going what I want.
get some me time.
Hope you doing what you want. Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast when you do what you want.
In the meantime,
It's not doing what I want.
get some me time.
You doing what you want.
In the meantime,
It's not doing what I want.
get some me time.
You doing what you want.
Maybe I don't love myself, I don't know. Leave me here, I'll fuck myself. See me in the mirror, I duck myself. Don't need much, so fuck my wealth.
She caught a flight, nigga can't even see me on way out of here, I'm too far in the sky. Hermes ash for the dark, my ash. Bitch so pretty, look better than